Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. It is Saturday, and Saturday on this channel is my weekly weigh-in and the Weight Watchers weekly meeting topic that they put out. They do it at their in-person meeting and their Zoom meeting, and they also have it on their app. So if you're a Weight Watchers member, you should be able to access this. But I bring it to you with my slight interpretation of things I feel like in my journey, I felt like that didn't hit the note. But you know what? I give you their version and then I kind of interject mine. You can take what you can, take what you want from it, but that's what I do here. You all seem to appreciate it, so I'm happy with that. So, how did the week go, Dee? Are you still tracking calories? I am. I will tell you, I'm not as excited this week as I was the last 2 weeks. It's getting old. And I knew that about me. That I said that to you. I said, don't expect this to last. Yeah, I didn't finish. I don't think I tracked every day. It was dinner. Dinner's where I have my struggle with tracking it in. It's a lot. It's a lot. If people tell you, oh, it's not that bad, it is. It is. It's a lot. It's not easy. It's not as easy as the point system. And I think that's why the point system was successful. Yeah. And if I didn't know the figure of the points, I didn't film it. Not because it was bad, because it certainly wasn't. I felt if I didn't know what it was, why am I going to film it? I guess I could have filmed it with the points because I probably knew what they were. And that's just, my old hangouts, bringing an old plan into something new. And that's when you double track that you have that, you sit there and you always go, well, if I did this, it would be easier. But is easier always the way to go? Probably not. So we will work that. One of my goals this week is to be a little bit more diligent again. I was good the first 2 weeks. It's just this week, I don't know. I kind of let the tracking go. The eating was great. I didn't have a bad eating week. But I just didn't have I had a bad tracking week. And we know tracking makes us successful because we know what we have left. So did I take a few liberties this week? Might have, because I didn't know. If I didn't track the dinner, I really don't know how much I had left in calories to eat. I kind of figured because you kind of know, but it just wasn't fair for me. And it didn't help me, and I have myself to blame. So how'd you do on the scale, Dee? Well, I was down 0.2, which is great. I was happy. I was hoping for a maintain. But yeah, down 0.2. So that's not bad. For this week, considering the hot mess it was. Wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a mess eating. It just was a mess keeping up with it. And we know if we want to see success, we have to track our food, especially, and that's not for everybody. That's just, I think there are people that can do intuitive eating, but I think people like myself, and I just put myself in that category, I have a severe eating problem. I mean, when you've been heavy for 40 some plus years, you obviously develop that. So I need to be more diligent in tracking and my food. Just, it is what it is. I'd have to work on that. So that is one of my goals for this week, to be more diligent in when I track. It's mostly dinners that I have the issue with. So you won't see probably many dinners on my what I eat today, because if I didn't, I just didn't feel the need to film it. They were great. I mean, they were standard dinners, but I just was like, I guess it's always just made me too hungry when it came to dinner. I don't know. I don't know why I was this lax, but I was. So we're going to work on that. So for the whole month of September, now we do this whole in a month. Was I up? Was I down? Well, I was up this month. For the month of September, I was up 0.6. So for the whole month, between the first weekend, and this is the last weigh-in for September, I am up 0.6. Wah, wah. So that's the first month I've gained, in a while, probably since the early spring. So I'm not happy about that. It is, it's only, and I sit there and say, it could be worse. It could be 1 to 2 pounds. It's not, it's only 0.6, but still, it's, it's not in the direction I want to go. So another goal is to have October be a loss month. We'll work on that. So let's get to the Weight Watchers topic. If I could read it. How Saying No Can Fuel Your Journey by Beth James O'Keefe. No. Do you ever see parents that never say no to their kids? When I first married Steve, here's a fun fact. Yeah, he had Patrick. Patrick was 3, I guess, 3.5. And and I said something, I said, well, tell him no. He goes, oh, I don't tell him no. I said, what do you mean you don't tell him no? He goes, no's a negative word. No, it's not. Kids need to know that yes, they can, and no, they can't. There's nothing wrong with the word no. Why are you making it such a negative thing? And then we started co-parenting because we got married, and no came into our world. It's a good thing. And he kind of thanked me later. He's like, he would just he would want something, and he would try, instead of saying no, you can't have it, he would give him something else. I said, no, he can't have it. There's nothing wrong with that fact he can't have it. Kids can't have everything. Oh yeah, single man problems, All right, let's go. Oh, there's little cones here. I don't know what that means. Stop. Another slice of pizza. The keep watch button on Netflix. A last minute happy hour. Saying no to things that don't align with your goals can be tough. But the next time you politely decline or want to, shift your focus on what you're actually saying yes to. I mean, what's wrong with hitting another button on Netflix? I mean, another slice of pizza. If you're out of points, yeah, you can have the next slice of pizza. But unless you want to go into your weeklies. A last minute happy hour. Well, yeah, happy hours are fun. List all the reasons to say no. List all your reasons to say no. These are your yes. 13 left. Be specific if you turn down more pizza to stay within your points budget. To avoid feeling overstuffed. No reason is too big or too small. I mean, overstuffed. If you're overstuffed, then you shouldn't be saying yes to that pizza. Because if you're going to eat it, it's going to make you overstuffed, then you probably had enough. So the fact that you're overstuffed, yeah, that is big. That's huge. Because you're obviously not hungry if you're going to be overstuffed with that piece of pizza. Ask yourself what you gain by saying yes to those things. Consider the ripple effect. You'll keep your in-budget streak going to have energy for a walk later instead of being full and sleepy, and feel proud and in control. Connect your gains to what's important to you or to your why. The connection may be obvious, but if not, create a link. If you skip an after work event, use the time to do what is clearly important, like walking with a friend. I mean, why would you skip the after work event? See, here's the disconnect. We have to learn to live in this world. We do. And the world's not going to cater to us. So yeah, there's going to be things that come up. And why should you say no and isolate yourself when you just have to realize that maybe it's too hard? You're going to say, well, it's too hard for me. I don't have the self-control. We have to start building self-confidence, self-control, and discipline from the very beginning. Don't wait. You have to do it from the very beginning. Yes, I can have that. Yes, I can't have all of that. You can't be missing out on an after work event. You have to, cohabitate with your coworkers. I mean, if you're always sorry, and they look at you like, no wonder they look at you strange because, she's on Weight Watchers and she's like got an attitude. That's what it comes off as. And I don't think you do. I just think you're afraid. And the fear of coming into contact, we have to start building those relationships, those activities. We can't isolate ourselves forever. That's not being successful on a weight loss journey, by isolating yourself, by not doing anything. That makes you you might as well hang it up. You're going to be like that person that lives in your 4 walls. I'm successful on my weight loss, but I don't do anything. Big whoop. Who sees you? Who cares? Because you're in that room all by yourself because you're afraid to go out. It's hard, yeah, absolutely. But it's even harder to be alone. And going for a walk. Okay, so we're going to throw let's not go to a party, but let's go out and exercise. That's building that mentality of you can't relax, you only have to exercise. That's building, some of these topics, some of the techniques that people use build eating issues, build self-confidence issues. You're not losing weight to have a problem not eating. I think I talked about this a few times this week I watched a TikTok. It was this guy who lost a lot of weight. And he said, I got to the point where I enjoyed eating less. It was a challenge to eat less. How much less can I eat? And you can get to that point. You can get to the fact that you become obsessed. We come from overeating to now we're undereating. So is that even better? Because, well, at least I'm thinner. Yeah, it's still stress on your body. It's still not healthy. So undereating isn't healthy and overeating isn't healthy. We want to be in the middle. Switzerland. And how do we do that? By not avoiding things. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get out there and avoid those things because like you're in this work party and there's food everywhere. There's drinks everywhere. And you're going to sit there holding your water bottle? No, you go there, you get a nice little low point cocktail like a seltzer. And you kind of nurse that a while. And there's got to be something to eat that's can fit into your budget. There has to be. There has to be. You just don't want to look and choose. You want to have the excuse to have the higher point thing because, well, it's all they had. Oh, they had all that over there, but you didn't want to go to that table. You wanted to go to that table and use the excuse that's all they had. It isn't. You can do well. You're choosing to use the excuse that, well, I was at a party, so I had to eat. I was at a party, so yeah, I had to go for my points. Everybody else is doing it. So sometimes we look for excuses to eat. Instead of saying, you know what, I looked around, I made the best choices, and I had a nice meal. Stop using the excuses. Stop using reasons to say this is why I ate. Because, sometimes they're just, that's not going to help you. You have to be realistic. Let's dive deeper. Fact, it is never fun to say no to something. Unfortunately, we often make it even less fun by also dwelling on what we're losing or missing out on. And that can leave us feeling defeated or restricted. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is real. But we shouldn't have to miss out. I think that when you miss out, you're more depressed than if you'd went there and ate. You can't miss out on life. Life has taught us one thing. It's just we have to figure a way to maneuver these things. And that is the techniques they should be talking about. How do you maneuver a place like that? What do you do? Not just saying, don't go, saying no, saying, oh, is okay. Saying no is okay when sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not, especially a work thing. Maybe you're required to go. Because when I worked, certain things we were required to attend. It's just part of your job. But so is JOMO, the joy of missing out. Learning into by shifting your focus from the things you won't be experiencing, like pizza and other episodes of your favorite show, to everything you will be getting. Oh, saving points. And use later more sleep and energy and even more time for healthy habits and goals. Just go out and exercise. I mean, they have to teach us how to maneuver these things, not find the joy in it. Okay, so I didn't have, the exercise a piece, like I said. If you've had enough, you've had enough. Maybe you could have a third of that second piece of pizza. You don't have to have the whole piece. I'll have a small piece of that. Sometimes there's just compromise in these situations, not just yes or no. There has to be a middle ground to these situations. Like maybe a half an episode of that in your favorite Netflix show. But we all know that Netflix puts them all out and we can't say no because we just want to know what's happening. And that is just human nature. So it's hard, but you know what? We make the choice. We're adults. If we want to sit up and, maybe we can sleep in the next day unless it's a work night. I will suggest not putting Netflix on a work night. The shift isn't meaning to sugarcoat saying no. Yeah, it is. It is about recognizing all you get in return of how you're developing new habits. You're not making new habits. You are changing your inner person. You want to be, wish they would say, how do we maneuver these situations so you don't have to say no? Ooh, that would be a fun topic. Help yourself move past unhelpful thoughts to these helpful ones, and you can make room for the yes moments. The thing of it is, like I said, the world's not going to adjust for us because we're on Weight Watchers. We're trying to lose weight. The world doesn't go, okay, Denise is trying to lose weight. We have to make it all better for her. Life is a challenge. And the more successful you are is because you meet these challenges. You don't run from these challenges because, yeah, it's hard in the beginning, but the more you do it, the better you'll become at it. The more you'll be able to go there and have those, I'm not going to have that second piece of pizza. I'll have a little bit. Can I have more of that, veggie dip if they happen to have it? Most times they do. I'll have that seltzer and vodka, or I don't, but a white wine spritzer. You can milk that sucker, or just have a seltzer. It looks like a drink. Haven't put a little slice of lime in there. It looks like a cocktail. And guess what? Nobody needs to know what's in that drink but you. You know what? I've had drinks put in fancy glasses for me. Can you put that in a martini glass, please? Sure. I don't care. So if you're worried about what people are going to think because you're not drinking alcohol, then people, as long as you're there, and if they really want you, then they'll accept the fact that you might have a little bit of limitations when you're out. 3 fast facts. You often need to adjust your priorities when working towards a goal. You do to a point, but you can't always say no. I mean, maybe in the beginning, if you're the very beginning, you just need to get that few weeks under your belt and get maybe that hunger. Because I think the first few weeks you start any kind of journey, you are starving. You are, and you feel like you're in a death camp. But eventually your body gets used to eating less, and it's not quite as starving as it once was. So maybe in the beginning you might want to say no to a few things, but in the end, you can't always say no, and you shouldn't. When you say no to the natural tendencies to focus on what you're giving up or missing out. Well, when you say no, you are giving up something. You can't hide that fact. You are giving up something. You can't replace it. You're trying to sit there and balance that. I mean, how are you going to replace going out with friends? Calling another friend up to go for a walk? Well, they're going to be insulted that you didn't want to go out with them, but you called her up to go for a walk. You have to figure out the balance in all this. Focus instead on what you're gaining by saying no can help you feel more inspired and committed. But in life, you don't always get to say no, and you don't always get to, I didn't go out for that pizza, so I have those extra points now. So I can just bank them. And we have weeklies. They tell us we have weeklies. So why are they saying, don't go for that second piece of pizza when we have weeklies to use, supposedly, for that situation? So I'm a little bit confused about that. That would be the place where, you know what? Go dip into your weekly bank. So I'm a bit confused with this sometimes. This has not been the first time I've done this topic. And FOMO, JOMO, mumbo jumbo. It is, you have to learn discipline. You have to learn that like we teach children, you can't have everything you want. It's just not right in life. You can't eat that. You've had enough. You've had enough. And sometimes you do have food pushers. I know that. And those people sometimes push food just to see how far they can push you. Which is sad because these are supposed to be your friends. But sometimes friends are not your friends. They don't have your best interest at heart. And a person that looks out for you and would never offer you that second piece of pizza when they know you really don't want it. You're a big girl. If you want that second piece of pizza, you'll get it yourself. And nobody needs to be forcing food on you. But that's a whole other topic. The friend. Let me know in the comment section if you know food pushers, because there's a lot of them out there. Well, that is it. That is the end of the topic for the week. I hope you enjoyed my take on it. It's a little bit interesting. Like I said, we all have our ways of dealing with things. This is just how I've gone through life, or I've gone through my journey. And sometimes, you have to build that confidence. You have to build the fact that, it's hard. Food is a pull. You look at it and you sit there and you just know what it tastes like. It's not that you want to eat it. You just want the taste and sensation. Your brain wants it. Your belly doesn't. So always listen to your belly if you can. It's hard because we all have that head hunger. Like, we just want that taste. I just want that taste. It's driving me nuts. I just want that taste. So it's hard. It's hard. But we just take one day at a time. Don't let your weight loss journey hinder you from doing things. It makes it more challenging, but those are the challenges that you conquer that make you super duper proud of yourself, because you went there and you conquered it versus running the other direction. You got to run you're going to say no forever? I don't know. We have to figure it out. And that's why going to a meeting is so important. Maybe hitting a Weight Watchers Zoom before you go. Getting that pumped up. Because I always find that when we leave meetings, I feel empowered. Like just listening, and I feel really good. It might not last all week, but it lasts for that day. So maybe hit a podcast or hit a Weight Watchers Zoom on your earbuds and give you that, excuse me, that confidence to go in there with a lot of, I can do this. I deserve better. I can do this. I am disciplined. you have to take control. You're the only one that can take control. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So you have to be the one in control. It's hard, but the more you practice it, my leader used to say, discipline is a muscle we don't use. So we have to, it's like exercise, your body's not going to get toned if you don't work at it. It's like if you don't practice discipline, control discipline. I mean, you're never going to get there if you don't practice it. By running the other way doesn't help. It doesn't. We want to face our demons and we want to conquer our demons. So that is it for me. I can go on about that. But let me know how you did this week. Did you gain? Did you lose? How did your week go in general? How did your month of September go? Are you monthly weighers like I am? Let me know how your month went. So I can't believe it's October 1st tomorrow. Oh my goodness. We are already into the fall challenge. So if you are not joining us there, there's videos here. I will link them at the end. The fall challenge videos, come join us. We are tackling realistic challenges. Fun ones and fun ones that we need to address. Maybe we should address discipline one week. I don't know if I have that on there. But that is it for me. If you enjoyed these videos, let me know with a big old thumbs up. And if you're new here, welcome to Dish with D. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being part of our community here. Let me know if you are new. Say hi. I love to see when you guys interact and you comment. Please comment. I love your comments. It's fun. Yes, there are a lot to answer. I do. I know that. But it's fun. It's fun to meet. I love when people say, hi, I've been watching for a long time. I never commented. I love if you've been watching for a while, you've never commented, comment, hey D, I would love to meet you. So if you've not yet hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D for healthy lifestyle content. We do everything here. We do fun things. So you want to be part of that, and it's a support system you just might need. You just never know. We do realistic talk here. I don't talk what you want. I talk frankly, pretty much. Give you the good, bad, and the ugly. And this one was pretty frank, I felt. But yeah, just what it is some days, isn't it? So I will dish with you. Oh my goodness, tomorrow a video is coming out. A bonus video. I didn't know whether I was going to get it filmed, but I did. It is the Dash Personal Donut Maker. You heard that right. We're having donuts here. Why? Because if you're not having a donut, a light donut, well, you're not living, my friends. So yeah, I make the recipe from the little cookbook that they give you, and I tweaked it so they were 3 points, I believe, a donut if you're a point counter, and I think they're 40 calories, something like that. Really good. Most importantly, they were good, and that, like I said, doesn't matter what the points are or the calories. Are they good? Because if they're not good, it doesn't matter what the points and calories are, because I'm not eating that. I don't care how low in points and calories it is, because it sucks. But these 4 different flavors, everyone was stellar. Everybody loved them here, and they're a nice sized donut. They're big. I like big donuts, and I cannot lie. Okay, so go check. You'll check that. That'll go live tomorrow. So I hope to see you there. Have a great rest of your day, and we will dish another day. Peace out, my lovelies.